Like each cell is like this. It's very small, but the cost is very high. But it can give you the highest efficiency, like 43%. Currently, already being reported 43%. Compare with, this is purple color. Compare with silicon technology blue color. Right now the record is 27%. Okay, but this, remember, this is in the lab, not in the market or in the industry. Right now in the industry, it's reported by maybe Sharp or Samsung, it's 20%. But in the lab, it's already been pushed to 27%. So what we want to do is to push the technology to reduce the gap between the lab and the industry. And the thin film from this is GSW to CIGS, the curve. Right now it's pushing to 20%. However, in the industry so far, people can report the highest efficiency of 40%. So there is still a gap there. For the future technology like DSSC, OPV, it's already been reported 10%. UCLA, this is our lab. Our lab being reported the highest efficiency so far. Okay, just to give you an idea, coal power plant efficiency is around 35 to 40 all over the world. Okay, so still, it's still behind even you compare with coal power plant, it's still behind in the technology. So we need to push really need to push the technology even forward. Okay, so if you have any questions, you just name it. Okay, otherwise I will just keep going. So to talk about CIGS technology, so what is CIGS, and most important, why we choose CIGS, and how to fabricate. Okay, so this part I want to talk about the concept. So basically, it's thin film. So you need to see the structures here. You have a glass. You have cathode. You have anode. Sorry, this is cathode. This is anode. And in between the electrode, you have a semiconductor layer. If you are not doing the research, you don't need to pay attention to the CDS or DNO. You just need to remember, in between the cathode and the anode is a semiconductor layer, and is a p-n junction. Okay. And what does it really look like? It's like this. This is grain. So how many of you know what is grain? What a grain is? You don't know. Grain is a crystal structure. Okay. Crystal structure. Inside each grain, which means your atoms located in a specific location, okay, and they stack to each other to form a grain, just like a rock. Okay? And each rock, in between, we call this the grain boundary. Okay. The best thing is we so-called pure grain. It's monocrystalline. You will not see this boundary. That's the purest crystal structure. So our job is to fabricate these kind of semiconductor, and when the sunshine, when the sunlight comes in, and converted it to electron and holes being pulled out to be the electricity. Okay. So here I show you why we choose the CIGS as our topic. This is a very typical solar spectrum. You all know that the solar spectrum include different wavelengths, the UV light, the infrared light, the visible light. Okay? So this picture will show you the typical solar spectrum. And the CIGS has an advantage if you compare with silicon. They absorb more light than silicon. Okay? This is a very important concept. Here I can show you. This is the sensitivity of the material. If you refer to the sunlight, this is your human eyes, our human eyes. Only can respond to this area from 400 to 700. However, this material can respond to the sunlight from like 200, maybe 350 to 1,300 nanometer. Okay, which means you can absorb more light than the silicon technology, than the silicon material. And here I show the absorption coefficient. You can see this is a photon energy for each wavelength. If you can absorb more sunlight, which means if things are getting right, you can get more power. Okay. That's the concept. CDT is also good. Okay, so let's further take a look at how to fabricate the CIGS. Basically, we found in the literature and industry, we found 3 ways to do it. One way is from us. Okay, the earliest way to do it is so-called co-evaporation. Later, I will introduce more. And the second way is using a sputtering. Co-evaporation, just thermal, just PVD. Okay, just thermal. You use a thermal energy to evaporate the material, to deposit it into it. Sputtering is another way to do the deposition. Okay. We also do the sputtering, but we didn't do another process so-called salinization. The reason for that is because the H2SE is colorless, however, it's highly toxic. So we would like to avoid that. So that's why we use a different technology. So the so-called co-evaporation process means you have a different material. Here you put your substrate into it, and then you heat it. You heat the material, so the material can be evaporated, okay, and being deposited onto the substrate. Okay, that's how you form a thin film. Okay. And after that, you do a different deposition for different material, like CDS or N-type. Basically, CIGS is P-type. Okay. You have a P-type, you have N-type. That's why you can form a PN junction. And then you still need a little bit further material, so-called zinc oxide and aluminum doping, to have a transparent conducting material. Because if you both if you are using the electrode like aluminum or silver, then the sunlight cannot come in. Right? So you need to find some way to let the light come in. So one way people are doing is ITO, like your LCD TV. People are using ITO as a transparent cathode. But however, here we use the zinc oxide as a transparent material. And that's how you do the co-evaporation process. For a typical sputtering technology, you're just using a so-called plasma. It show you here. Okay, here. Okay, plasma is here. Okay. They're using the plasma to also is a high energy beam. Okay, to bombard your target, and then the material can be evaporated and then being deposited onto the substrate. So this kind of process, there is an important part, we so-called salinization. Salinization process, which means you need to do the heating, to do the annealing process with this kind of gas. We call it H2SE. Okay, and this gas can help this film to form a crystal. Okay, so to form a CIGS, what you want the crystal structure in your face. And this part is very important. However, it's very toxic. So that's why we want to change this. So here is our process. We instead of we can see here. Sorry. You can see they deposit the different material layer by layer. So our strategy is to put our element together first, using the metallurgy or chemical synthesis to put all these chemicals together first before you do the sputtering process. Okay. So we use our patent chemical process. We also try to use metallurgy strategy to fabricate the powder, and then we make it as a target, and then to do the sputtering, and then you can make it a thin film, and then we still do the heating process without the salinization, and then we can still make it a solar cell. Okay. So this is basically the different part between us from other companies' strategy. If you do really want to know, we can talk about it. And here I can show you even more clear image. You can see here, after the sputtering, the deposition of thin film, we use a laser swiping to cut the cells. Because for this kind of